Hi there gamers, I am TheZorch, and this is something a little bit of an update to let you know what's going on the channel and everything. I am working on content. In fact, I have a product review that I'm working on. I've done some recording. I still have some more B-roll to record for it, but I'm going to be reviewing this. And it is the 8bitDo, or 8bitDo, or however you're supposed to pronounce the name of the company. It's their ultimate 2.4G wireless controller. So I go into a little, not too in-depth into it, but I explain, you know, its functions, how it works, the software. I like it. I've been using this all the time. I used it some for Final Fantasy. Me and Tygra playing Final Fantasy 14. 14 is hard on controllers because you use the triggers here. You use those to control the cross hotbar. Like if you want one side of the hotbar and then the other side of the hotbar with these triggers, and then there's these underside buttons here that I can use because I'm getting older. My fingers start cramping up after really long play sessions, especially using these triggers as often as you do in that game. It gets hard, and these are Hall effect sticks. I've been using PowerA for a long time, and my PowerA controller, the one I've been using for a long time, has been getting weaker and weaker. The stick wobbles before it actually starts taking effect, or you start getting movement. And I had to mess with the dead zone on it to keep me using it in Final Fantasy, and I decided, you know what, I have to get a new controller, and I bought one of these. And I'd never bought an 8bitDo or 8bitDo controller before, and I've been hearing about these forever and an age, especially through the retro scene, because of their retro style controllers. And Tygra had one. Where did I put that thing? Oh God, he gave me one. And I tried it out, but it didn't work. So it was an older discontinued one. I think I put it away somewhere. It was Super NES style with dual analog sticks. It was for the Switch, but it could work on PC, but it doesn't work. I think that's why he didn't use it. But it is a discontinued model, so no surprise there. But yeah, I like this, and I'll have the review out soon. Another thing also, I'm probably going to start doing a lot more Star Citizen stuff. I've been doing a lot of Star Citizen lately. Using this. I've been flying with this. I have a HOTAS, but the twist motion on my Thrustmaster stick has developed a fault, and it sits there and jitters when it's just sitting still in the game. I don't know why it's doing that. I probably have to take it apart and spritz it with some contact cleaner, probably. I don't know how to take those controllers apart. Tiger's taken his apart to a certain extent, but not to that extent. He's put grease on the throttle control, on the T1600 throttle control. So he's put new grease on his, which mine needs grease as well. But that takes up a lot of space on this desk, and I need a new desk in here bad. The one I have in here that I've had forever and an age is not doing it for me anymore. I'm just out of room in here, and I just need something new. Even if I have to buy me one of those cheap folding tables from Sam's Club or whatever, I'm gonna have it delivered, of course, because, well, thing happening with Dave, he can't drive anymore and all that. Anyway, another thing, over on the Gamers Bay channel, which is a channel that I do videos on. I do retro spotlight videos. I recently did one on Shredder's Revenge was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. I love those games, the arcade games, the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade games, Turtles in Time and all that. But I am doing a special series of videos all of October as a special Scaretober edition of Retro Spotlight. I am playing the remake of Dead Space, one of my favorite games of all time. I love the original Dead Space. I really like Dead Space 2. I hope that they make a remake of Dead Space 2 in this style. I really, 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 really hope that they do it. It's starting to look like they're not, but I really hope that they do, because I would really like to be able to do a playthrough of a Dead Space 2 for modern hardware on an updated engine. But I'm going to be playing through that on the Gamers Bay channel. I'll be recording the first video for that probably sometime tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 1st, so I'll probably be recording that sometime tomorrow. I'll be doing 2 a week on that, and then I will finish out the game on a live stream on Halloween. So there'll be an announcement on when that stream will start over on the Gamers Bay channel, and I'll put a link to that channel in the video description. Also, there's been a lot of things going on in the gaming news. Ubisoft is burning to the ground. I'm not going to get into the politics of what's happening with them, other than to say, if they fall, it's well deserved. If they collapse, it's well deserved. You know, everything woke turns to shit. So they collapse, they deserve it. Godot has apparently gone woke, and they were everyone's hope after the whole Unity debacle, and so they're going to shit. So everybody's dumping them. Good thing is Godot is open source, so it's working time, folks. Time to take the source code and go make your own engine with it. If I had any kind of programming ability, if I knew the engine, if I had any programming ability, knew the engine, I would fork it and create my own engine. Tygra has some programming knowledge. He used to do that all the time, but he's sort of lost his I wouldn't say lost his mojo for programming. I would say he's lost his passion for programming, because the place he used to work for basically killed that with the way they were. And he left some time ago. That was when all this woke shit really started to building up. And that was about more than 10 years ago. But this has been happening for a long time. This build up to what's going on now has been happening for a long time, and he was seeing the beginnings of it. I was seeing the beginnings of it. He was really seeing it where he was working, and so that's what he left. But yeah, the gaming industry is burning, and but otherwise, AAA space is on fire and burning to the ground, whereas, you know, there are some smaller studios. A company called Fundog is just killing it with Forever Winter, just absolutely killing it. I think I might get into that. There's a little bit of drama concerning the water, how the water resource will drop even when you're not playing. But everything that I have seen about this company says that they listen to their audience. They take all of their feedback into consideration. And so I fully expect that they are going to address this particular issue in some way. They are not the kind of company that's trying to keep people playing the game all the time, because they're stamped on microtransactions. They don't want to nickel and dime people. All they're going to sell is skin packs. They're not going to sell progression or anything like that. So, you know, they're not trying to keep people in the game as much as possible. And I had another game I haven't gotten into yet that I want to is Black Myth Wukong from Game Science. That's another great company. Again, yet another indie studio, another smaller studio that's just stepping up and just showing the industry what's done, how to make a really good game. There's so many good games coming out. There's Space Marine 2. I liked Space Marine 1, but there's Space Marine 2 that is really good, and it shows us what the AAAs have taken from us. It demonstrates the good games that we used to get that we're not getting anymore. You know, the games that just fun and aren't trying to beat us over the head with some crazy ideology, trying to preach to us that, oh, you're white and male, you're bad. No, we just want to play good games. We don't want your activism disguised as a game. We want to play good games. And these studios are demonstrating that. They're showing that. So I stand by what I said. We're undergoing another crash right now. But it's not exactly like the crash from the 80s. This is a crash of only a portion of the industry. It's a paradigm shift. The old woke AAAs are failing, and you got these new developers coming in. These guys have seen what these AAAs have done wrong. They see what has been causing the industry to catch fire and burn and crash. Sony's up there with them. Sony is one of those companies that's crashing and burning. They're going to fail with what they're doing, with the things that they're pushing. Their drive for live service and their push for woke stuff and censorship. It's going to destroy them. Mark my words. PlayStation's days are numbered if they don't steer the course. They have their fanboys who will buy their $800, $700, $800 PlayStation Pro regardless of what the company does. They have their mindless fanboys who will do that. But there's not enough of them to keep them afloat. And the people are going to abandon them. There have been a few really good games out for PlayStation, like Stellar Blade, but that's going to be coming to PC. And it's probably going to be great. Oh, the mods. The mods. The mods. But, yeah, the AAA space is doing exactly what I knew it would do. Burning to the ground. Even Sweet Baby Inc., some of their employees have even admitted that that's their purpose, is to bring down the industry. Well, they're doing a good job. They're bringing down the companies that deserve to be brought down. Because if they're the ones that are embracing this crap, then into the garbage bin is where they belong. These new companies coming in will take their place. And the industry will still keep chugging along just fine. Some new company will come along with a new console and they replace Sony. You know, there was once a time when people thought the Nintendo consoles would be on top all the time. Now they're not so much on top anymore. You know, there's people who thought nothing could beat the Atari 2600. Look where Atari is now. You know, look where they are now. So the same thing's going to happen with PlayStation. People think, oh, PlayStation's too big. The console market is too big for them to go away, for PlayStation to ever go away. No, they're not. They're not too big. And the consoles are not the bulk of the gaming market. PC is. PC is a bigger market for games than the consoles will even dream of being. So much bigger. And it's not just Steam stats. Steam is just a piece of the pie. There's so many other avenues for getting games other than Steam. You know, there's the Epic Store, there's GOG, there's Amazon, and then there's the myriad other games that are served up directly by the developers who make them from their own websites. There's so many of them. So the pie is so much bigger. The market saturation in the market share is so much bigger, whereas consoles are their own little closed ecosystems, their own little walled gardens, and they have a limited audience. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. You know that I've got this review coming. I'm doing a playthrough of Dead Space over on Gamers Bay that will be starting up shortly. Probably be filming the first of that probably sometime tomorrow. I will also be doing a few more, I'll be doing more videos on Star Citizen. I want to get back into VR. I have to check out my VR gear again. I had some trouble with it, and I'm gonna have to check it out and everything, because I want to do Resonite. I really want to get into that. There's so much I want to do, and I don't have the time, or don't have the time, but I just don't have, what is it, the motivation, or is it the energy? Getting old sucks. You just don't have the energy anymore. It's like, I'm good to be staying awake most of the day. Now, I took a nap earlier after playing some Star Citizen with Tygra. We were both doing it. Game's actually been running a lot better lately. We haven't had a crash on the servers for a while. Found a way to make good money mining. So that's been working out for us. I've made almost 400k. Yeah, I've made about 400k. He's made about, what, 600k so far. 5 or 600k or so. It's not to say that there aren't bugs. There's always bugs. Some of them more infuriating than others, but overall, the game's been running better. My frame rate, I did something with my AMD settings, and it just shot my frame rates in the landing zones just through the roof. I was walking through Area 18, which is usually really hard to render, and it was smooth. Didn't feel 60 frames per second smooth, but it was smooth. And it's like, whoa, what did I do? And I usually had to, there's a console command, r.tsr equals 0, that turns off certain post-processing that my card was just not handling for some reason. I didn't have to execute that command. I didn't have to turn that off. It was just causing weird graphical issues with the shaders for some reason. And then I altered something in my driver settings for Star Citizen in the Radeon drivers, And now suddenly it's like my game is like the frame rate's just shot up to the stratosphere. And it's like, what the hell did I do to improve this? It looks good. It looks damn good. And the frame rate shot up. It's like I've never seen the game this smooth before. And of course I've been using this to fly. I've gotten really good at flying. Tygra let me fly. He got a C1 Spirit. He rented a C1 Spirit in game. And he let me take it out of the space dock. We've been docking at one of the Lagrange points where that has a refinery, because we've been doing mining. He rents a mining ship, I own a mining ship. So we've been going out and we've been mining the moons of ArtCorp. And I've been using this, and he rented a C1 Spirit, a Crusader C1 Spirit, which is the smaller cousin to the big C2. It's humongous Crusader cargo ship. And I have this Nomad, which only carries like 24 SCU, and I think the Spirit can do like 64 SCU of cargo. And one SCU box is 1 ton of cargo. So it can carry 64 tons of cargo. And you can easily get that with mining materials. So when going out with a prospector, which can carry 32 SCU ore, bring it back, set up a processing job. You can choose different kinds of refining methods to get bigger yields. Some of them take longer. I set up one job today that was going to take 7 hours, so when I get up in the morning it's going to be there ready for me to pick up and then take to ArtCorp and sell it at the trade development division, TDD office, and for good profit. It is some ore is more lucrative than others. Gold sells for a lot. Laranite sells for a lot. There's some other... Aluminum doesn't sell for a whole lot. Oh, Quantanium sells for a massive amount. But with Quantanium, if you harvest the ore, you're suddenly on the clock. You're basically a ticking time bomb. You have about 25 minutes in order to get back to your refinery and store your ship, or you'll blow up. So once you grab some Quantanium, you gotta haul your ass back to your station, store your ship. Once you store your ship, you're safe. Then you go down to the refining deck and you start the refining process, and you want to use the longest possible refining process that gets you the highest yield, because Quantanium sells for buku amounts of money. That is the fuel used for a fast, rapid travel between planets within a star system. That's what powers, that's the fuel source that powers your quantum drive, that allows you to travel between planets without it taking days of travel at standard propulsion with hydrogen fuel. Anyway, again, I will do some videos on that. Really want to get back into my VR stuff. Do have to work on my health issues. I know that too. So many things, and all the shit that's been happening in the world, it's depressing. It weighs on you. I've been working on not using that word, right? Not because of, you know, there is no try. Not because of that. So Yoda's advice is true. There is no try. You either do it or you don't. But I've been working not to say those things, as they have a meaning of lack, meaning of, well, you're doing these things, but you're not succeeding, and it I would say it represents that mindset, and I don't want that mindset in my life. And so I've been working on things, trying to improve myself and everything, and it's slow going. You know, there are old habits you got to break out of and everything. It's a struggle. We've got a cat here that is driving everyone bonkers too. It is Mommy Cat's baby. We call him Turbo. He's this little black cat, and he's this just most ferocious little thing that I have ever seen. He can be cute and adorable and sweet when he wants to be. He will come up to me when I'm go to lay down. He will come up. He will jump up on me, and he will purr his brains out, and wants his ears rubbed, and want his neck scratched and everything. Scratch his face. You know, I'd put my hand up, and he'll just rub his face and head all over my hand. He'll want to do that. He'll want me to, you know, rub his ears. Everything. He loves his ears being rubbed. He loves his neck being scratched. And he loves being petted. But he can also be absolutely ferocious. He doesn't realize how sharp his claws are. And he's just driving everybody crazy. And everything is something to play with, including your fingers and your toes. And anything else that wiggles is something to play with. And he's got Wolverine blades. He's just driving everyone nuts, and he just tormenting the other cats, Callie and Tigger, like crazy. He just wants to play, but he's got Wolverine claws, and he doesn't know that, yeah, these claws hurt. So, it's been driving us bonkers too. We've been working on him. When he was a kitten, he was just really his mommy taught him to be. His mommy, she broke out. She got away somehow out of the house. She went into heat, and she escaped and hasn't been back. And we've kept him, and he's been with us ever since he was born. He was born here. In fact, he was right in the other room where Tygra is setting up his music stuff and a set for me to use the emulation box in there for the Gamerspace channel and everything. He was born in there. I know the exact spot in there where he was born. It was a tiny little itty bitty tiny little thing. And he was vicious even then. He's just itty bitty cute little black furball just running around. And he was vicious. I tried my darndest to get him used to being held and petted. He just absolutely would not be held. Absolutely would not be held down. Would not be cuddled, petted, and just absolutely refused. And he would play with everything. Anything and everything that wiggled and moved and rolled around was something to play with. And he still does that. He's calmed a little bit since then, but he's still crazy. Anyway, I've gone on long enough. Thanks for watching. I've been Mike TheZorch. Watch for that product review. Really like this thing. I really do. But watch for that product review, and I will see you in the next video.